Hey guys, welcome back, or welcome if you are new. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Today's video might be a little early for some of you. We are going to be talking about Christmas decor, so if that is something that offends you before the Thanksgiving holiday, you definitely want to tune out because this video is all about Christmas. So anyway, I thought that I would go ahead and upload this particular video a little bit early in the decorating season, if you will, because typically I will do something like this right before showing my holiday Decorate With Me series. If you're new around here, every fall and every holiday season, I share what I call a Decorate With Me series where I just take you through different areas of my house and show you how I decorate everything. I do actually decorate other people's homes professionally for the holidays. In fact, this year we have quite a number of homes that we are doing. So I'm actually starting that for work this week. So even like in the professional world, we start decorating for the holidays pretty early. So there's a lot of people that just want to enjoy their holiday decor for more than just, 1 month. And so if you're going to be spending, a decent amount of time, energy, effort, and quite frankly, money on a project like this, enjoy it for more than just a few weeks. So anyway, today's video, I would like to give you guys some of my top tips for just this decorating season. I've done videos like this in the past, but some years I have like kind of different priorities for myself. So I thought it would be worth just redoing the video for this year and just kind of stress the things that like I kind of repeat to myself as I am going through and decorating not only my house, but also other people's homes for the holidays. So in today's video, I'm going to take you through some of my, my best advice when it comes to getting ready for decorating your house, and then also just, the kind of general decorating process. So if you're interested in that, that is what we're discussing. I do have a little list here of things that I would like to mention. I didn't include a ton of stuff because I don't think this has to be overwhelming. Listen, I hear everybody out there, talking about like the Christmas trends and all of these things that are in this year that are popular. And I just want to first off encourage you that you don't have to participate in any of these trends. I kind of decide my themes pretty early in the year. I don't base my themes about what the popular thing to do is. Also, I don't buy all new decor every single year. So I usually just try to kind of build on the collection that I already have. I try to be thoughtful in terms of adding to it. And I don't really do the trends. If you do, I think that that's totally fine, but just know that you don't have to do that. Also, you don't have to follow any of these rules. It is the holidays, you guys. This is a time meant for joy, for getting together with friends and family, and just, enjoying good food, each other's company, and just, just be festive. Just ignore all of the terrible things that are happening in the world and to just take a little bit of time to be thankful for what you have, be thankful for the people around you, and enjoy some nice, lovely moments with friends and family. You don't have to make this complicated, but if you are someone like me who really does actually enjoy the process of going through and decorating your home, hopefully you might find some of these tips helpful, and hopefully once you're all done, your decor just brings you joy and happiness. And anyway, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get into just these few suggestions that I have for hopefully making the process of decorating your home for the holidays as easy and as fun as possible. So let's get into it. Okay, so my first tip is to start thinking about your themes, if you have one, kind of early in the year. And to also make sure that when you are thinking about maybe doing different themes in different areas of your house, For example, I'm one of those people. Not all of my decor is like perfectly tied together in the different rooms. I do have some things that definitely tie the different areas together, but I do some slightly different themes in different areas of the house. But what you kind of want to try to avoid, just if you're trying to have a somewhat cohesive look to all of your different themes, is to maybe not pair things like maybe a Grinch themed Christmas where it's super bright, vibrant. Maybe you've got some of those like neon greens going on, you know, just a very like fun, cartoony kind of Christmas theme. And then maybe trying to pair that with a, well, what's popular this year, which is this whole like Ralph Lauren, you know, style Christmas, which is just honestly traditional Christmas renamed. But yeah, like maybe don't pair extreme opposite themes like that together. But, you know, if you want to just do, you know, something fun like the cartoony themes, maybe think of some other cartoony themes in other areas of your house. Maybe you want to do like A Nightmare Before Christmas in another area. Maybe you want to do, I don't know, I'm terrible with Christmas movies, but like I'm sure there's other options for cute, you know, like movie themes, things like that. For me, I kind of try to tie the different rooms together with pine cones. I know that sounds really random, but when you see my decor series this year, you are going to notice how many pine cones, either accessories, ornaments, like on the garlands or on the trees, wherever, like there are pine cones everywhere. And that's kind of my unifying theme, if you will. But each of the rooms that I decorate are a little bit different from each other. So not everything has to look exactly the same throughout your entire house. Also, you don't have to decorate your entire house. If you just want to decorate your living room, that's fine. But, you know, take a little bit of Christmas and put it in some of the other areas as well. But just kind of try to make sure that things at least flow or there's some kind of theme. I think all themes are beautiful, whether you do something that's really bright and vibrant or something really muted and subtle, or whether you're going for a really rustic theme or a really glam. Like, I think all of it is beautiful. Just really kind of try to think how you can, if you are doing different, how many times can I say themes? If you are doing different themes, that you are just tying them together in some kind of respect. And that'll just depend on what you're doing. And, you know, you have to use your brain, kind of look at everything and see what you can do to tie all that stuff together. I just think it helps everything flow. And as someone who does this professionally, like, I think it's nice, it's pleasing to the eye when things kind of at least have some kind of coherent theme. Okay, this is one that I would have probably actually recommended doing a couple of months ago or starting it a couple of months ago. Listen, shop early. Here's the thing, holiday decor comes out pretty early in the stores, right? Usually after the 4th of July, we start seeing some initial Christmas stuff popping up, at least at stores like Hobby Lobby. Those guys get out, you know, the next season's decor, like, I swear, months before anybody else does. But so there's a lot of decor that drops pretty early, and a lot of times a lot of those things get snatched up. And if you're someone who waits to decorate until after Thanksgiving, maybe there's a couple of things that you wanted to pick up to add to your collection, you pop into the store, you're like, hey, I've seen this thing on social media, I want to go snag it. Listen, a lot of times those things sell out very quickly. That's annoying. Listen, it annoys me, but it does pay to kind of pay attention early on in the retail season to see if there's anything that you're interested in, and maybe just buying that thing a little bit earlier. Also, buy the best that you can afford. I do think there is definitely a time and a place for inexpensive ornaments and decor pieces, and there's a lot of things that you can definitely bring home and you can really kind of play around with them and, you know, do some DIY stuff to make them look like they are maybe more well-made, maybe look more expensive, if you will. But really the motto that I've always had is that I buy the best decor that I can afford. Now it means that I have to piece things together as I go through the years, and you know, my collection kind of builds that way. But I have loved that way of doing it because honestly, the vast majority of decor that I've brought in, at least in the last, I would say 15, 20 years, like I've held on to everything. And I have really shopped a lot of after Christmas sales. This is another piece of advice, is I would actually say, listen, after this Christmas, when the stores are all clearancing everything out, that is the time to actually buy your Christmas decor. Buy it when you can get it at a significant savings, and then put it away for the following year. This is something that I've done most years. I definitely did it at the end of last holiday season. In fact, before Joanne Fabrics went the way of the dodo, I went in and bought a number of Christmas items at like 90% off. Like they were so inexpensive. So yeah, I do that every single year. After the holidays, I look through some of like my favorite high-end vendors like Pottery Barn, West Elm. You know, there's a ton of retailers that will just clearance things out at like 60, 70, 80, 90% off, especially the further you get into January. So it pays to still check for holiday decor towards the end of January. Oftentimes it's still on a lot of the websites. Snag that stuff at a significant discount. I'm telling you, this is the way to build your collection. All right, so when putting your decor away, so this is more of like an after Christmas type suggestion, but it's really gonna help you the following year when you set everything up. Carefully put everything away. Label all your boxes, put like with like. If you do the same ornaments on each tree each year, if you don't change that up, literally say, this is the downstairs living room tree. This is all the stuff that goes on that tree. This is the hallway tree. This is everything that goes on the hallway tree, right? Make sure that you are putting your decor away in a manner that allows you the following year to get things out and be a lot more efficient when setting this stuff up. I know most of my friends just literally sweep things into boxes. They close them up, they shove them in the garage, and they're basically like, well, that's a next year problem. When you do that, obviously a lot of things can break. They can just, you know, the wear and tears, it's a little bit harder on a lot of that decor to not put it away carefully. Take the time to do that, and you are going to thank yourself next year. Okay, this is a big one. I still see a lot of people not doing this. You need to fluff your trees, your garland, your wreaths, and your sprays. So the things that you like tuck into the trees, the picks, if you will, all of that stuff needs to be separated, declumped, if you will, spread out, just so that you get as much like coverage as you can, and for things to look as nice as they can, right? Like you can definitely get a garland out of the garbage bag that you stuffed it in and just lay it back out flat, and you can call it a day. However, I would argue that if you just took maybe 10 minutes, if you just took 10 minutes to go through and straighten all of those branches out, you know, have them going in different directions, because that's naturally what a garland would do. Just take a little bit of time to do that, and everything's gonna look so much better. Your sprays for your trees, when you first buy them in store, usually a lot of them are kind of, you know, like bunched together. They have wire in them. You can separate all of the individual pieces, spread them out, and you can get a lot more coverage from your sprays, your picks, your, if you put poinsettias in your tree, you know, those fake poinsettias, I love me a magnolia and a poinsettia in my tree, but really make sure that you are manipulating those branches, those leaves, those petals, blooms, whatever you want to call them. Just make sure that you are taking the time to do that. It makes everything look so much better. Don't just take things out of a bag or a box and put them up and walk away. Your Christmas tree is probably looking a little rough only because you haven't taken the time to fluff it. Just fluff that tree, it's gonna be fine. Also, another thing that I wanna say is I have heard a lot of people say in some of my previous Decorate With Me videos that like they had to replace their Christmas tree because the lights went out. Listen, people, you don't have to replace your Christmas tree. In fact, one of my trees, it's like a 6-foot Martha Stewart tree that I bought at Home Depot probably in 2018. The lights are starting to go out. Guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna strip all of those lights off of that tree and I'm going to install new lights. There's nothing wrong with the tree. It's just that the lights aren't working anymore. I went to Costco, I bought a box of lights. It cost me, I think they were like 22 bucks. I have way more lights than I even need because this is a pretty small tree. But it was 20 bucks to buy new lights for this tree versus going out and buying another 6-foot Christmas tree. I don't need another tree. I have a tree. What I need are new lights. It is very easy to take those lights off. So if your tree if you have an artificial tree and the lights are starting to go out, pull those lights off. They might be a little time consuming because sometimes there's little clips that they use to keep those lights on there, but they're just plastic clips, you guys. They're easy enough to break and to take all of those lights off, put your own on, it's fine. You don't have to buy a new tree when the lights go out. Okay, also, let's talk about Christmas trees and different types of greenery in the house. So if you are going with a frosted Christmas tree, I would also encourage you to go with, or flocked, if you will, frosted, flocked, whatever. If you're going with some kind of other than just plain green option, I would make sure that your other accessories, so if you have other little trees that you put up, or most people will put up a garland, make sure that you buy a garland that's also frosted. So if you're gonna have a flocked tree, get a flocked garland. If you're going to put a wreath up, maybe above your mantle, and you have a flocked tree, get a flocked wreath for that area. Try to keep your like greens the same. So if you start with something in the flocked category, stick with all flocked. If you start with something in the green category, stick with all green. Try not to mix the two together. It just doesn't look quite as cohesive. But also, if you don't care, just do it. I'm just mentioning it because I think in terms of having things look cohesive, that tends to look the best. But again, you should do whatever makes your heart happy because I think that is what the holidays are all about. Decorate to your heart's content, but if you are looking for a cohesive look, that would be a suggestion. Just stick with either flocked or stick with green, or I've seen frosted trees too. You can do a frosted tree and frosted greens, but try to like keep like with like, if that makes sense. Okay, mix up your decor year to year. Okay, it can get very boring when you are collecting a collection of holiday decor, right? Like you see the same things over and over again. Move those things around. You don't have to put everything in the same location every single year. I really challenge myself to do this. So this year I am actually moving around all of my Christmas trees. The one that I normally have in the formal living room is going to be out in the entryway. The entryway tree is moving into the formal living room. My tree that I had in the kitchen last year is moving to the dining room, and the dining room tree is going to the kitchen. That is just honestly because I'm kind of bored with the tree placement. And it was just a good solution for me to kind of mix it up this year. So when I'm putting up my trees, I'm also kind of moving the ornaments around this year. I'm not necessarily putting all of the same ornaments on the same trees. I'm gonna kind of mix that up a little bit. I've got one, well, they're all gonna kind of be a little bit different in terms of themes for the trees. They'll all have some kind of cohesive thing tying them together. Again, look for the pine cones, but yeah, for me, I think it's important to not put the same stuff in the same place year after year. You're gonna get bored with it. Just mix it up, move things around. If you have multiple trees, mix up the ornaments between the trees. There's a lot that you can do to enjoy the things that you already have instead of going out and buying all new. I don't understand the people that get all new decor every single year. First of all, that is horrifically expensive. It also seems a little wasteful. And also, like, it can be really meaningful to collect, you know, different ornaments or different decor items. There's a lot of things that I hope to pass down to my daughter. I know she's not going to take everything off my hands, but there's a few key pieces that I've bought over the years, you know, and I talked to Stella about it, you know, like, these are things that are really meaningful to me. These were things that I really saved up for. These are high quality pieces. I would love for you to have them someday. So, you know, like, just move things around if you're bored with them, but don't necessarily get rid of them because you're bored with them. Because here's the thing, sometimes I go back into my collection and I pull out things that I thought maybe 5 years ago I should have thrown away, but I didn't, kept it. And now I'm really glad that I kept it, because this year I was looking for something exactly like this. I didn't have to go out and buy it. I already own this piece. I just need to dig it out of my stash. So move things around, switch things up. You can do it. It's not really hard. You just need to kind of challenge yourself a little bit. And then also the last tip that I have, this kind of goes in line with, you know, changing things up. Also, you can change the pieces that you already own. In fact, you've probably seen the spray paint on my fingers here. I am in the process of upcycling, if you will, some of my holiday pieces to make them the colors and the overall style that I want for this year. You can very easily do that with spray paint. You can do that with regular paint. You can do that with glitter. You can do that with ribbons and bows. You can do that in a multitude of ways depending on what you are trying to kind of upcycle, but be creative. Use the things that you have. For example, a couple years ago, I didn't actually end up using them, but they turned out really good. I had a bunch of plastic bauble ornaments, and I turned them into those textured ornaments by painting them and then sprinkling baking soda over top. Everybody, I'm sure, did this DIY within the last couple of years here, but I took a bunch of those old baubles that I had from, you know, when I ran my own floral design company and I did holiday decor through that. And I made a bunch of these beautiful, like, textured ornaments that I think I might actually end up using this year. And they were really easy and really inexpensive to change up. And now those don't even look like plastic ornaments anymore. They look great. So you can do that with, you know, with the reindeers that you buy. If you bought them in a gold color and now you're into like a silver vibe, spray paint them silver. You don't need to go buy silver reindeer. You need to go buy some silver spray paint. And so you can do all of this stuff very easily, very inexpensively, but you just need to kind of challenge yourself, and you just need to take a little bit of time to do it, right? Like, it can be time consuming. Make it fun. Involve your kids, maybe have your girlfriends come over on the weekend, and, you know, you all figure out, you know, a different project that you want to do, and you just do it all together and you have fun with it. But yeah, you don't have to make Christmas hard. Make it enjoyable, and hopefully these little, you know, suggestions here help you as you are getting ready to dig through all of your holiday decor and to bring it out and to enjoy it. I'm really excited to share my Decorate With Me series this year. I haven't decided whether it's going to go up the week before Thanksgiving or the week after Thanksgiving. I think it's just going to depend on how I'm able to film these videos towards the beginning of November here. Like I said, I am getting ready this next week to already go into people's homes and to decorate. So yeah, I have to figure out how to do my own as well. But I will get it done. So hopefully either the week before Christmas, the week before Thanksgiving or the week of Thanksgiving, that entire week will be the 2025 holiday Decorate With Me. So I'm really excited to share it with you guys this year, and I'm very anxious to see how it all turns out. This is one of my favorite times of the year. Like, I really come to life here. It brings me so much joy to be able to do this, and I can't wait to share it with you guys. I would love to know if you have any tips and tricks that you would like to pass along to anybody out there who's kind of struggling with getting motivated to decorate their house, or some things that you've done that just turned out really beautifully that you'd like to suggest. Leave that in the comments down below. If you're new around here, I would love it if you would subscribe. Give this video a big fat thumbs up if you found it helpful, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care. Toodaloo.